Hey Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Montgomery. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, every time the fall swings around, I always get pretty up to the spirits, you know?
So the last time that you were here, we had discussed about you wanting to change your major from engineering to fine arts. How's that process going for you?
I'd say it's going pretty well so far. I haven't really solidified anything because I'm not sure if that's the exact path I want to take.
Yeah.
But I have joined an organization where we get together and we kind of paint, work on some different art projects, and it's going to help me, I think, kind of help solidify if that's a choice I want to take. But I haven't really solidified anything because I don't know how my dad's going to take it. So it's like kind of been a barrier.
You're not sure how your dad's gonna take it?
I'm not sure if he's going to accept it or not.
Yeah. Why don't you think he'll accept it?
He's an engineer himself, so I feel like he's always kind of had this preconceived notion that I was going to go to school and be an engineer and kind of follow in his footsteps.
So just so I'm on the same page as you, you want to change your major and you're taking the steps to change your major, but you're nervous that your dad might not accept you? Or accept the change.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to accept the change. It's not like I'm going from chemical engineering to industrial engineering or something like that. It's engineering to fine arts. It's a pretty big jump, I'd say.
Why don't you think he'll, accept that change?
Well, he's an engineer himself, and he's always been pushing me into like physics courses and engineering courses. Because I think he's always had that preconceived notion that I would kind of follow in his footsteps, and so I think he wants me to be an engineer as well.
Have you talked to him at all about it, or?
No, I haven't talked to him at all really about it. I don't really know how to bring it up necessarily.
Have you talked to your mom about it?
No, they communicate very well together, so if I told her, then she would probably go and tell him, and I feel like it's a conversation I should have with him rather than her telling him and finding out that way.
Do you think your mom would be more accepting of it?
I think she'd be more accepting of it when I told her, but I feel like my dad would influence her to push me towards engineering.
Yeah. So, do you communicate with your father well, or?
I mean, yes and no. He's not. He doesn't necessarily understand what I want, and he thinks he understands me, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think he does. Like I said, he's always pushed me towards like engineering courses, whereas I've always taken art courses and done art, and he's always seen that more as a hobby and always pushed me to these engineering courses. So he thinks he understands, but doesn't.
He doesn't understand the art, you changing your major to the art?
Well, I've always been interested in art, but he's always seen it more as a hobby, whereas I can see it as being more than just a hobby. And so he's always pushed me to these engineering courses because he sees that as a career and art is just a hobby, when I think I see art more as a career.
Why do you think he sees art as just a hobby and not a valuable career choice?
Probably the money issue. I don't think you can see how a career in fine arts can lead to a steady job or a steady paycheck, and I think that kind of turns him away, and he doesn't see it as much of a professional career as it could be.
Has he's pushed you mainly to pursue like the sciences and the math for the most part? And has your mom pushed you to do the same thing, or has she been more open to it?
I mean, they've always kind of known that I've done art, and like in high school, and even middle school,
Yeah.
I had work in like art fairs and stuff like that. And they've
Mhm.
always gone to go see that, but they've always seen it as just like this hobby thing,
Mhm.
and always saw me as just like a doodler or like.
Mhm. They haven't really seen the art that you've done as in like as your passion, as something you want to pursue further.
Yeah, it's to them. It means more to me than it does to them. They don't see the value that I get out of
Yeah.
art.
Yeah. And have you communicated that to your parents or?
No, they're very traditional and kind of,
Mm.
in a sense, closed-minded, and I feel like in that sense they wouldn't be too open to what my beliefs of art is and what I want to do.
They're not open to the major that you want to choose.
Or just if I were to go into art, I don't feel they would be as open to that as my choice or why I
Yeah.
think that is. I feel like they'll shut down almost and
Yeah.
not hear me out.
Why do you think they'll shut down?
Because with my dad, he's always pushed me to this, and like I feel like has this set path for me,
Mhm.
and in that sense, I feel like he's gonna close out what my
Mhm.
ideas are and what
Yeah.
my opinions are, because he already has predetermined what he wants me to do.
Yeah. So you feel that you can't change your major because you feel like you have to follow this path that he, has pretty much chosen for you? Is that what you're?
Basically, I feel like that's a lot of it, is that he wouldn't be too open to me changing my major.
Yeah. Why do you think he isn't open to it? Or at least open to the idea of you wanting to change your major?
I don't think he sees the value that I see in it. I don't think he can see me getting a career in the choice.
Yeah.
I don't think he can see the opportunities
Yeah.
I can have with a degree in fine arts.
Well, what values do you see in pursuing a degree in fine arts?
I see a lot of passion and beauty and just like elegance and happiness of just being able to do something that I want to do. There's
Yeah.
such a joy of taking my hands and just putting my ideas through onto this
Mhm.
medium that is art.
Yeah. And you don't think your dad sees the value in that?
No, I don't think he appreciates it as much as I do.
What values do you think he sees in pursuing an engineering degree or chemical engineering degree or something like that?
I think he's focused on it's a steady job with a decent income and something that is kind of comfortable and something to basically pay the bills.
Yeah. So just so I'm on the same page as you, what you're saying is that you feel as though that your father sees the having a degree in engineering as important to have a financially stable future.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a big part of it, is that he's been in the industry and he's
Mhm.
worked in it for years, so he's had a steady job for
Mhm.
years, and he knows that there's going to be a steady job with a degree in engineering.
Mhm.
He knows that I'll get out of here after 4 years
Yeah.
and have a job, or at least be able to have greater odds of getting a job.
Mhm. And he doesn't see that with art.
I don't think he would, no.
No. And does your mom have those same values towards engineering?
My mom's kind of a curveball, because I feel like, in a sense, she would understand it, but if she talked to my dad about it more, then
Mhm.
she would kind of flip-flop between the two views.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a sense, she wants me to do what I want to do, but at the same time, she too is closed-minded and wants me to get a job that will be able to pay the bills.
Pay the bills. So you feel as though both your parents basically want you to, not so much follow your passions and more so follow something that will, follow the financial stability of the future.
Yeah, they've always been very focused on money and money central, and that I've never really understood it
Yeah.
as much as they do. Perhaps it goes back to them being very traditional and wanting to focus on their careers, and like, they're comfortable at this path that they have, but they've kind of pushed it on me, and it's not necessarily what I want.
Yeah. Okay.